I know you're all so excited that you get to play arpeggios. I'm excited that we get to play arpeggios. Hey fiddlers, welcome to today's fiddle video. Today we're going to be diving into a few different variations of different levels of complexity on a particular tune called the Lads of DUNS. We've got a sort of novice level variation, intermediate, and advanced. So I'm going to walk you through all three of those. If you'd like sheet music for these variations that you're going to hear today, there's a link for that in the description. I actually already taught this tune in another video, and I made sheet music and practice tracks for the basic tune, a different variation on the tune, not one we're covering today, and a harmony and a chord chart. So you'll find another link in the description for that stuff. All right, let's go ahead and learn a few variations. First, here is what the basic tune sounds like. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's the basic tune. Let's get into some of the variations. First of all, the novice variation, sort of level 1 variation. So here's how the A part is going to sound. 1, 2, 3, 4. So what we're doing is we're taking that opening phrase that would go, and we're changing it to this. So this is a pattern where basically we're choosing that open D string and we're playing it in between more melodic notes as almost like a drone note, but in between the melody notes instead of all the time, if that makes any sense. So we have our little pickup note at the beginning of the tune, and then we play. So instead of, we're going A, D, D, 1, D, D, A, D, D, 1 on the A string. Then we do that again. Is our A part variation for the novice variation. So once more, this is how that A part sounds. 1, 2, 3, 4. Moving on to the B part, we're going to do the same thing, sort of, in the B part. Here's what it's going to sound like. So did you catch sort of a similar pattern? So after we play our opening phrase of the B part, that's where normally we'd have, but instead we're doing, so we start with first finger on A, D, D, second finger on A, D, D, third finger on A, now our drone note is open A, and E, A, A. So here's that B part one more time. So that's our novice variation. We're going to play the whole thing again at the end, but let's move on to the intermediate variation. All right, so in the intermediate variation, we are going to integrate a few different things. We've got some double stops, we've got some arpeggios, and we've got playing down an octave. And sometimes those things are gonna mix together. Here's how the A part of this variation sounds. 1, 2, 3, 4. Happens is double stops. At the outset, we're playing the open D below those first couple melody notes. And then we're gonna take our first finger over to the G string to find that A note. And that's gonna be under the melody as we play the melody on the D string. So you get those kind of cool, growly double stops. Then you're going to have something really exciting happen, which is a triple stop. With this triple stop, you got an open G, open D, and first finger on A, and you kind of bring the bow, just rolling it across those strings to get the triple stop. So putting that whole phrase together, and then you might have a couple more double stops as you play the melody on the A string with the open D below. All right, so here's that A part once more. 1, 2, 3, 4. Here is where the arpeggio comes in. I know, you're all so excited that you get to play arpeggios. I'm excited that we get to play arpeggios. It's gonna sound like this. You may or may not be familiar with arpeggios. They're the things that go, and they can make a great little variation if you throw them into a tune. So here, instead of playing, we're playing the same first two notes, but then going right into sort of an arpeggio here. So, and then we're playing a second finger, leading to your first finger. And that's where it rejoins the actual melody. So here's that phrase again. And then you just carry on. Okay, so that is the A part of the intermediate variation. So here's that A part once more. 1, 2, 3, 4. Enough, we've got more in the B part. Here's what that whole B part is going to sound like. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're starting out down an octave, which means instead of starting on the G on the E string, we're starting on the G on the D string and taking the melody from there. So it's starting with your third finger on the D string. That's all just the normal melody, but 8 notes lower. And for fun, we're playing a double stop. So when you're playing the melody on the D string, you can play an open A above that. And you could actually use your fourth finger there on the D string to get a little unison, which is pretty cool. Then when the melody gets over to the G string, you can play an open D above that. So here's all of that. And there's one other fun little thing that's going to happen here. We're going to bring ourselves back up to the octave that we're kind of supposed to be in, a little higher up. And the way we're going to get there is like this. We're going to go. And then we dive right into the normal melody. But let's work on that little transition there. It's kind of a series of little sections of arpeggios. So here's the first little set of 3 notes, part of the G arpeggio. then the next set of 3 notes, part of the D arpeggio. And then the next set of 3 notes, part of the E minor arpeggio. And the last set of 3 notes, part of the A major arpeggio. So we're almost kind of playing chords as we go back up to the normal melody. And then we just play the normal melody to the end. Okay, so that is our B part variation. We'll try it all the way through. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Zipping on ahead, we get to the advanced variation, and I gotta admit, I'm not so sure how much harder this is as much as it's just different from the intermediate variation. Depending on what sorts of techniques you've practiced a lot and what you're comfortable with, the intermediate variation could be equally as challenging or even more challenging than the advanced variation. But here it is. The overall idea of the advanced variation is that we're transposing the tune into the key of E major. So up a whole step from the original key, which was D major. Here's how the A part's gonna sound. 1, 2, 3, 4. So the thing about transposing a tune up an entire whole step, you've just got new fingerings to learn. So it's helpful if you actually really know the melody or really confident on the melody, so you can just kind of hear it in your head and you just start on a different note. So instead of starting on your first finger on the A string, we're starting with your second finger on the A string. So in addition to going up a whole step, you might have noticed some rolls in there, and here's how that sounds. A roll is a 5-note ornament. So we're taking our principal note, which here is your E note, it's your first finger on the D, and you're playing that principal note, the note above, back to the principal note, note below, and back to the principal note. So you can start out by practicing that all in one bow, nice and slow. And gradually speed up. So again, here's how that sounds in the first phrase. Roll, roll. Then we've got the normal tune. And then we encounter another ornament. What we're doing there is we're taking a set of 3/8 notes. We're taking the first note in that set of 3/8 notes, and we're dividing it into 2/16, but we're also making them kind of crunchy. So we've got those 2/16 notes dividing up the first 8th note, and then we have that second finger 8th note and the first finger 8th note again. Whew. So those fit in like this. Here it is again. And then we just play to the end of the A part. All right, let's play that whole A part. 1, 2, 3, 4. In the B part, we stay in E major, so we're still playing a whole step above what we might have learned as the basic tune. We're also going to add in a couple little melodic variations just for fun, so here's how it'll sound. 1, 2, 3, 4. So the basic thing to to learn is just playing that B part up a whole step. So instead of starting on the G, you start on the A. But other than that, nothing else changes for that first phrase. Then we have a little melodic variation. Then normal phrase, except up a whole step. And a melodic variation again. All right, here is that whole B part. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, I am just gonna go for it. I'm gonna try playing all 3 of these variations. Whew, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. No, okay. One, two, three, 4. Well, fiddlers, that does it for today's video. It's getting dark outside because I had to play that about a bazillion times. If you'd like sheet music for all 3 of those variations, you can find a link for that in the description. Have a wonderful day, happy fiddling, and I'll see you soon.